Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. Wassalatu wassalamu ala Sayyidina Muhammadin Ashrafil Mursaleen wa ala alihi wa ashabihi ajma'in. Amma ba'd. So we're moving forward. We are doing session 8B, numbers, and we're continuing with what we did last week. I'll just do a quick recap. We know about single numbers. We know about duals, right? So we don't need to go into that. But just a recap on the numbers, what we call single numbers. These are from 3 to 10. Yes, so what do we know about the single numbers? The rule that we need to remember. Yeah. Um, what is being counted, its tamyiz is plural and it is majrur. Yes, the tamyiz is always plural and majrur. The thing is, we always, I don't know whether you have learned this before, but tamyiz is supposed to be mansub. Yes, it's supposed to be mansub. It's just like hal. Yeah, but hal is for something specific. Tamyiz is something general. Yeah, so um, one way to remember for 3 to 10 that it has to be a plural is just like English. In English, when we count, we say 6 cats. We don't say 6 cat. Yeah. Or 9 houses. We don't say 9 house. Yeah. So it's quite easy to remember this part because in English, this is the norm. Yeah. This is the norm. But in Arabic, it's not the norm. The norm is actually for the thing being counted to be singular. Yeah, so this is a special case. 3 to 10 is special. There is another case of a number, and this is number 300, which we will see, inshallah, when the tamyiz is also plural. That's another strange case. Yes, and it occurs in the Quran. Inshallah, if we have time, we can look at it tonight. Now, the thing that we count will have a gender. Yes, will have a gender. So when you count and you find out, okay, this is many, this is how many it is, right? Then you will decide what the number is, the gender of the number based on the gender of what you count. And it's always the opposite. Okay, so if you're counting men, then you know the number will be feminine. If you're counting ladies, you know the number will be masculine. Yeah, it's always opposite. And then, of course, we have things like feminine that is not real, right? So we have to be careful there, yeah, because we need to understand which are the ones that are feminine, not because of the reality, but because of the Arab saying so. Yeah, so that's something that we need to look out for. So here we go. I put it in the table so that you can remember, inshallah. Yes, Sister Fatima. You had
Is that the
yeah.
yes? The first point here you said, right? Tamizuhu Jamon Majurur.
Mm-hmm.
I I didn't understand that part. Like I know you said something, but I didn't catch it.
Okay. So Tamiz is
It's
another
Mansub.
name for the
Yes,
ma'dud.
yes, Ustad.
Okay, that one we know. Yeah.
Yes, yes.
But Tamiz is also used in other cases, which we will learn about the next session, inshallah. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And for this Tamiz is normally mansub
Yes, Ustad.
with a fatah. Yes, that's how
Mm-hmm.
we. But in
Yes.
this case, we take it as majrur. Yeah. And the other part was usually in English, it is normal. If it's more than one, we will add an S or make it
Yeah,
plural. Yes?
yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So this is what happens for the Arabic numbers from 3 to 10. Yeah?
Mm.
But not the other numbers. The other numbers will be singular. Yeah? So if you have a million, it will still be singular, right? Even though it's a million.
Mm. I
So if you
understand.
have 600 wings,
Mm.
it will still be wing. Yeah, so that's the part that is different. So you need to remember this, the odd one out actually is this one, the one with plural and a genitive. Normal, it's singular and what do we say in English as mansub? accusative, I think.
Accusative.
Yes. Yeah, accusative. So it's usually singular and mansub because tamyiz is usually singular and mansub for numbers.
So
Is
that's starting from 11 onwards, is that?
yes, starting from 11 onwards, things become different. Okay,
Okay.
so you will see it will be singular and accusative. Okay,
So,
go
study
back.
when we do the Arab, do we still call it tamyiz or no? Or do you call it ma'dud?
Oh, we will call it tamyiz because ma'dud is not an Arab term.
Arab term. Okay,
Yeah,
got it.
yeah.
Exactly.
I mean, yeah. Okay. So what's a murakkab? What is murakkab? Um, I've come across like 3 translations for this word, but I like to call it compound. Okay, this is something I personally like, compound, and you find books with this translation for murakkab. Yeah, there are other things that they call it as well. Basically, it's made up of 2 parts. It's made up of 2 parts. The first part is a number from 1 to 9, and the second part is number 10. Yeah, 1 to 9 or number 10. Um, we will also come later on. Let's just stick to this one first. Yeah, we won't jump the bullet or jump the gun, as the English would say. So these are the numbers from 11 right up to 19. Yeah, 11 to 19, if you want to look at it that way, because these are the numbers with tens in them. Yeah, so it will be 1 and 10, 2 and 10, 3 and 10, yeah, 7 and 10, 9 and 10. And then you start with 20. But 20 is another set of numbers. It has a name. So the tricky part here is for these numbers, 12 is an exception. Yeah, for this, it's fine. The first part and the second part is what we call mabni. You will only see it in that form, no other form. Okay, so it will not change even when the number, remember we said the status of the number depends on the function or role it plays in the sentence, but for these numbers, they are mabni. So it will be fi mahali something something. Yeah, you will not see it change with status because it's fixed. But with number 12, yeah, because maybe 2 is special, the 2 part is mu'rab. The 10 part is not, it's still mabni. Yeah, the second part, the 10, is still mabni. But the number 2 itself will be mu'rab. And you will see this in the Quran. Yeah, we'll see the examples here, inshallah. Okay, here again. Here, this is where it starts. It's no longer plural and genitive. It's singular and accusative. Yes. So, and the other part is the ma'dud gender is the same with the adat. The adat will follow the ma'dud. Yeah, the adat, the number will follow the ma'dud. So how does this go? Yeah, here we go. I put it here. This is what is being counted. Yes, the tamyiz, and here's the number. So you can see that the gender follows the ma'dud. Both parts. Yeah, both parts follow the ma'dud. So I put that both parts gender match the gender of the ma'dud. So this is 11 and 12, and we see in the Quran, this is Yusuf. This is, I think you all know this. This is about Nabi Yusuf seeing the 11 stars and the sun and the moon. Yes, and they were all giving him, bowing down and giving him respect. Yeah, respecting him. So I saw 11 stars in my dream, O Father. Yeah, and the sun and the moon, and I saw them prostrating themselves to me. And the father says, shh, don't tell your brothers this. Yes. So this is Ahada Ashara. Ashara is always Ashara. Yes, the 10 therefore, numbers 11 to 19 will always appear as ashara. Yeah. Then 1, ahada. Now, this one will depend on the gender of the thing being counted. Yeah. Kaukaban is, remember, we also said that we need to look at the singular form of this. Yeah. So that's why this is masculine and the singular form is feminine. So here we go. Ahada ashara. Oh, sorry. What am I saying? 11 is mabni for both sides. It's both mabni for both sides. I apologize for that. Yep, because I was thinking of 3 to 10. So ahada ashara kaukaban. So both are mabni. So you always see 11 in this form. You will not say ahadu or ahadi. Yeah, you will see ahada ashara kaukaban. And it's mansub. The tamyiz is always mansub. That's the easy part because you know the thing being counted will always be mansub. So this is how we would say it in Arab. We'd say that both the numbers are mabni. And it's mabni on what? In this case, mabni on fathah. For both parts. Yeah, like I said, for both parts. Jaza'in is both parts. Fi mahali nasab. Maf'ul bihi in this case. Yes, that's why it's the fathah. Ahada, ashara, kaukaban. Though this is fi mahali nasab. Yeah, but it's always in this form. It can be fi mahali ja. It can be fi mahali rafa. My apologies there. So far, so good, Sister Fatima?
Yes, Ustad, alhamdulillah.
Oh, okay. So that's part 1. That's part 2. Here we have 12 springs. 12 springs. So isnata ashrata. Isnata ashrata. So here it is feminine. So both parts are now feminine. Yeah. This is the fa'il. This is the fa'il, and so it is rafa. And it is rafa, as you know. If this was not how do you say, if this was not rafa, it would have been a ya. Yes, because it would be aini. So fa'il mafruq ma'almatu rafi'i bil alif because li'annahu mulhaq bil masanna. Yeah. What do I mean by mulhaq? Have you come across this word before? Because it's dual. Yeah.
Yes, that when I learned the Arab, but I don't remember it now. So,
Okay. What do you think it's mean? And what does it mean?
لأنه ملحق.
Hmm.
Like, does it have some meaning of haq in it, Sada? Like,
The root letters are actually lam, ha, and kaf. Yeah, lam,
okay.
ha, and kaf. So note that the meaning is nothing to do
Not
with ha.
haq.
Yeah, because it's lam, ha, and kaf. This one is strange. There is no singular form of this word. This might be a dual. Yeah, isnata and a feminine form. That's why the alif is there. Yes. It's not mudaf mudaf ilay and they drop the noon. Yeah. This is actually alif that stands for the dual, like what we say, like when we say huma. Yeah, that means both of them, right? So this is the same alif. So but there is no singular form. Yeah, strangely enough. This is why I say it looks like it. Yeah, it looks like it. You can acquaint it or connect it, or there is some similarities between it and the dual. Yeah, but because there is no singular and it comes always in this way, we say that it is a mulhaq. It's just like we will see, I think, when we go into the 20s, 30s, and 40s, this word popping up again, and maybe it'll be clearer then. Yeah, it'll be clearer then. As it is, this is just the 12 springs because the springs are feminine. Okay. Here, shahran, this is just month, so this is taken as masculine. So it's isna ashara now, yeah. And the same alif that is showing the dual, yeah. And that's all I think we need to mention here. Everything else is, I put the whole thing there if you're interested. And you can come back to me if you don't get that part. This is not the mulhat that we're looking at. Yes, sometimes some people get this confused as well with the halaqah. Here, as you can see, the number comes first and then only here. So this is not a case of an adad, but this is mausuf and sifa. Yes, this is mausuf and sifa. So we need to also appreciate things like that, because you can have a number, but it can be a mausuf sifa case. So what are sacred? The four. Now, we get to the rest of it, 13 and 19. Just now we saw 11 and 12. Yes, and 11 and 12, what did we say? We said just now for 11 and 12. I know sometimes we just move 2 slides down and we've already forgotten the first one. Yes, so in this case, the genders match, yeah, for both parts, yeah, for 11 and 12. So when we go to 13 and 19, still singular and accusative, because this is the norm for a tamyiz. But we have something called the tricky gender. Okay, what is the tricky gender? This was a term used by the ustad that I was learning it from, which was quite good actually. There were other names that they call it, but I thought this was the simplest to remember it with. Yeah, because the others one get too English to me. So this is tricky gender. So what happens here is the first part, remember the first part, 3, 9, 7, things like that. That's the first part. And the second part, which is your 10, yeah, your 10, yeah. There is a difference. If the ma'dud is masculine, then the first part will be feminine, but the second part will follow. Okay. This is for numbers 13 to 19. So the first part, which are the ones in green, yeah, that will be opposite to what is being counted, but the 10 itself will follow. So if this is masculine, the second part will be masculine. If it is feminine, the second part will be feminine. But for the little one here, the second digit here, it will be the opposite. Yeah, so this is the thing that we need to remember for 13 and 19. Kind of like 3 to 10, like what we saw just now, 3 to 10 here, yeah, but there's no two parts to the number. Yeah, so this is like the first part of the compound number. Yeah, so this will be opposite. So it's behaving actually consistently. The digits like 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, yeah, those will be different from the ma'dud. But when you get to the things that you add on, that the tens, yeah, and the hundreds and stuff like that, it will stay the same. Okay, here we go. That's 13 and 19. Then we have examples here, yes, like you see. When you look at this, it's rajulan. This is men, yeah. So the first part will be opposite to that, but this one will be ashara. Yeah, it will follow the men. Here for women, imra'atan. Yeah, imra'atan. Please remember, the ma'dud will stay singular. Yeah, the ma'dud stays singular. Only for 3 to 10, it is plural. So that's why these are all singular. This particular ayah in the Quran, yes, the malakan is dropped, and you will only see alayha tis'ata ashara. Yeah, but the i'rab will be malakan, the angels. It's understood from the context. Yeah, it's understood from the context, and angels are masculine, so this is tis'ata, tis'ata. Yeah, in this case, it's opposite. But this one will follow what is being counted. Okay, alhamdulillah. So here we go. I put little arrows here so that you know what is connected. Now we come to a different set of numbers. These are the words of tens or decade numbers. And they call it al-fazul uqud. Yeah. And these are also mulhaq to muzakkar, jama' muzakkar salim, masculine plural, not feminine plural. There is no feminine form. There's no feminine form, and of course there are no singular. Yeah, that's what makes it different from the actual masculine plural, sound masculine plural. That's what makes it different from the sound masculine plural, and that's what makes it, just now what we saw was the dual. That's what makes it different from the dual, because there is no singular form. Yeah, there's no singular form. So it will always be like this: ishurun or ishrina. Yeah, because mansub and majrur, it will be ya. Yeah, but for marfu it will be like this. So the status will change like the masculine plural. The status will change just like the masculine plural, but there is no singulars for it, and there are no feminine versions. Yeah, so that's why we say it's mulhaq. That's why we say it's mulhaq. Okay, so this is how it goes. So how do we treat this? The rule is still singular and accusative. Yeah, alhamdulillah. But the numbers don't depend on the thing being counted. Yeah, it doesn't depend on the thing being counted. So it will still be isharina. It just changes. It will still be masculine. Yeah. So here maf'ul bihi mansub bil ya li'annahu mulhaq jama'u muzakkar salim. And kitaban is mansub because it is a tamyiz, and so on, so forth. Yeah. So this can be feminine, but it will still stay masculine. Yeah. So it's not gender sensitive to the ma'adud. That's the thing about numbers, the decades, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, until 90. Okay, let's see some examples. Here, sab'una zira'an. As usual, the tamyiz is singular and mansub. Now, sometimes this is a way to know what is the singular form of a word. Yeah, because you know there's this rule that the numbers need to follow. And then when we see it like this, you know that this is singular and mansub. And so we know zira'a is singular. And then sometimes you look at the number, you can tell, okay, now we know that this form, especially for words that don't have tamabuta, we know that, okay, this is feminine. Yeah, because this is how it appears in the Quran. So this must be feminine. So if you know the rules, you can understand things like this. Yeah. No, this is describing what will happen to someone in the fire. So here, mubtada marfu, this part, and this one is the habar description. Yeah, is 70 cubits. Yeah, is 70 cubits. And here again, arba'ina layla, gender insensitive, doesn't follow your ma'dud. Yeah, and it's about 40 nights. Okay. Any questions so far? So in this case, we say that this is ma'ful bihi sanin. Where's the first ma'ful bihi? Where's the first ma'ful bihi? If this is the second one, where's the first? Anyone?
Now, Ustad.
Yeah, nah, yeah. Wa'adana, we made an appointment. Hmm? Musa, Musa, right?
Yes, Ustad. Nice file. Musa is
Yeah,
first.
yes, yeah. Musa is the first one. Yeah, Alhamdulillah. Do you understand what this is? Bil Fatah Zahira? Yeah?
Yes, sir.
Okay, good. Alhamdulillah. How much of Iraq have you done, Sister Fatima?
Ustad, I only did Ajrumiya. That's it. That's my only Arabic exposure. But my
Okay.
teacher taught us a lot of Arab, like all our homeworks and tests and everything was just Arab. But subhanAllah, it's been a lot of years I did that course. So that's why I
Ah,
was trying to refresh again.
okay, Alhamdulillah. That's good. Because sometimes we want to give exercises, but then because
Yeah,
people are quite busy,
different levels.
they're
Yeah.
very occupied, so it's not easy. And sometimes they say the only time we get to do this is during class. So that gets a bit tough, but we'll do the best we can. Now, this is a little bit different. It looks like a compound number, but it's called ma'tufu ala al-uqud. Yeah, these are where I call it composite numbers as opposed to compound numbers, just to differentiate between the two. But I prefer this term, coupled numbers. Why? Because there's a wa. Yeah, there's a wa. Oh dear. You'll see the arrows pop them up before the sentence. Okay, a slight technical glitch there. Yeah, but here's the rule. Here's the rule. Still singular and accusative, yes, because that's the norm. And we have this tricky gender thing again, yeah. But we are talking about numbers more than 20 and not in tens. Yeah. So not the decade numbers. That means we're not talking about the decade numbers. So here, uh, nothing new from what we saw earlier. Yes, nothing new what we saw from what we saw earlier. We said that the second part will be the same as the ma'du. The first part is the one that is opposite. Yeah. But just that now mm, we have a wow. Yeah, we have a wow. So arba'atun wa ishrun. Yeah, wa ishrun. So this is still singular. In the hall, there are 24 men. Yeah, 24 men. So we don't say 4 and 2 as such. We say as what we saw earlier, but we'll say arba'atun wa ishrun. So our Iraq will be slightly different. We'll see an example of the Iraq, inshallah. So here again, the opposite again, because this is ladies, a lady. So this would be sab'an wa sulasin. So this is fixed. Yeah. Only that it is mansub because of that. To I invited whom? I invited 37 women. Yeah, so here marartu ala tis'atin. This is just to show the difference from rafa mansub to jar. Yeah. Wa arba'ina taliban. Yeah, taliban. That fatahan should be on the ba, not on the alif. So I passed by 49 students. Okay, so this is where the tricky gender comes in. But this will follow the gender here. It's independent of the gender. Yeah, sorry. because these are your mulhaq. إن هذا أخي له 99. Yeah, not jatan. Not jatan use female sheep. And I have one ewe. So he said, entrust her to me, and he overpowered me in speech. Yes. Here again, just now we saw the number in front, right? We saw the number in front, and then we saw, now where was that? Arba'at. And I said it was Mausuf and Sifa. Yeah, but in this case, it's also Mausuf and Sifa. Yeah, but the other way around. The wahidatun comes here because just now we said 4 of something, right? Here we are saying 1 of that. Yeah, so one that rather than off. The other one was more like an idafa style, yeah, but not in idafa. It was still a mausul sifa. So these are things we just need to pick up and hopefully understand. But usually when you see it like this, you know it's Mausuf and Sifa because they're identical. Yeah, that's the easiest way to look at it. So even though there is a number, it's still Mausuf and Sifa. Why? Because they are identical in properties. That's the easiest way to remember. Yeah, otherwise we are going to get pretty confused. Okay, now okay. Now, what are the other forms of numbers that we can have? Okay. There are actually quite a number. Like I said, we're going to do the ordinal numbers and fractions. But what I wanted to do was to tackle big ones. But I do not know whether we are not going to do it tonight. Yeah, because let's look at the Quran. When we look at the big numbers, let's go into the Quran and see whether we can come to a conclusion, yeah, when we look at the Iraq. But let's try the simpler ones here. The hundreds, 200s, 1,000, and 2,000. Sorry, there should be another 0 there. So here again, it doesn't change in terms of singular, but hello, we have genitive now. It's gone back to majrur. Yes, it's gone back to majrur. And it never changes gender. Okay, what do we mean by this? So the status, of course, is that this one doesn't change. The status of the number will still be depending on the role that the number plays in the sentence. So even if it is fi mahali something, mabni, it still has a role. Yeah. So here, mi'ah is always mi'ah. So meaning it doesn't change the gender. So it looks feminine because of the tamabuta, right? So we say it's feminine, say. But it will always be mi'ah. Yeah. So here, how many? 100 books, right? I bought 100 books. I bought 100 books. And in Usmani script, yes, mi'ah, although we pronounce it like that, we spell it like this with a silent alif. So here, mi'atani is of course 200, and it's always mi'atani. Yeah, we don't see it in other ways, but it's usually the mudaf to a mudaf ilay, and that's why it's genitive. In this case, because it's idafa, the nun is dropped. So we see mi'ata kitabin. Okay. So this was the 1,000 years. قال بل لبست مئة عام. Rather, you have remained 100 years. If I'm not mistaken, this is the story of the man who was going round and seeing something in ruins, right? He came around and saw things in ruins. And Allah wanted to show him that he can bring back things to life, yeah, and it actually caused him to die together with his donkey and stuff like that for about 100 years, and then brought him back to life again. And the Israel, how to say, the Israelite story is that this man is actually Uzair, their favorite prophet, right? So and this is what Allah said to him: you have remained 100 years. And he showed him the food that was still intact, and then the donkey that was in the bones. Yeah. So here we go. And this is about the, no, isn't it? 1,000 years minus 50 years. Yeah. This would be no. This is how long he was with his people. And as you can see, when they say it's Allah tatagayar, means it doesn't change, it's alpha. This is it. You don't have a feminine form. Yeah, alpha sanatin. Alpha sanatin. So it's still mudaf ilay. But this mudaf ilay, as you know, we call it tamyiz, and it's majrur. Yeah, tamyiz, and it is majrur. So here, I want to show you something in the Quran. 300. Let's see whether we can find it. Now, how would we say 300 in Arabic? How would we say 300 in Arabic? Any ideas? Actually, it's the same way we say 300 in English. The 3 comes first, yes, so we would say sorry. Sala, so, or whatever. And here is mi'ah, because we have to spell mi'ah with that silent alif, right? I hope it comes up. Okay, but the Osmani script, sometimes when I do a search like this, it doesn't come out good. It is there. Yeah, here it is. So here we go. And this is from Surah Al-Qaf, of course. And they said here, they remained in the cave for 300 years and exceeded 9. Was Dadu is additional 9. Yeah. So, Salasa mi'atin. Salasa mi'atin. So this is a case where the tamyiz is a plural. Sinin. Remember we said the norm is for the tamyiz to be singular. So this is one of the, an exception. An exception that occurred, and it is actually plural. Yeah, so salasa mi'atin sinin. Sinina. Yeah. So a bit different here. And let's look at what the Iraq says. 1825, 1825. This one. Oh, this one, Atal Bayan, which is another thing that we need to look at later. Mudaf, this is mudaf ilay. Yeah, this is zaf. Okay, so that's why they say it is majrur. But the one that we will also can consider it as is, it is actually tamyiz. Yeah, it is actually tamyiz. Yeah, like for example, this one Rashadan is tamyiz. Where are we? Here. I'm looking up so high. This is also still mudaf ilay. I'm looking for one that actually uses it as a tamyiz rather than a mudaf ilay. But not finding it. So it's okay. Mhm. Yeah, all on mudaf ilayh. Because this is one of those cases. The one time it appears in the Quran, usually it's ma'dud, yeah, because it's usually, it appears as a tamyiz. So here is why I was searching for it, where it says that it is a tamyiz, but we know this is a rare case where the tamyiz is plural, yeah, because usually it is singular, like what we saw before. But in this case, nope, I don't see it yet. Okay, inshallah. Okay, so any questions? We'll have a short class today, inshallah. Because a bit of things, no, quite a number of things that you need to digest. So I tried to put it in a chart. I don't know whether this helps. Let me know whether it makes sense to you. Okay. So we look at the numbers, ma'dud and adad here. And we said for 1 and 2, it's part of the word, right? So there's no issue there. For 3 and 10, it is plural and it is majroor, yes. For all the others, it's singular and mansub. And then we have the case of singular and majroor here for the hundreds and thousand. Yeah. And for this one, we said that both parts are mabni. And then for 12, the first part is mu'rab, the small one, the second digit. And the second part is mabni, fatha. Anything that you would like to see, an example of something that you would like to uh, for me to look up or anything, Sister Fatima?
No, sir, this chart is really helpful. It's like one place stop for everything.
Yes, I was hoping yes it would do that because
Yeah.
uh, we need to actually do things like don't know whether I have it here on this one, because what we need to look at later is things like
So
I
that
want.
is it like I was just thinking when
Mm,
you were explaining can we like in mathematics, how we say like ones place, tens place, hundreds place, right? Like when we are
mm,
looking at the digit place, place value of a digit, that kind of way. So it's always the ones place which is the driver in no matter whether it is like a 1 to 10 or 11 to 20.
mhm.
Is that a safe statement to make, sir?
I don't quite understand that, Sister Fatima.
Okay, so
Uh,
see, first place, like one's place is like part one in your terminology. Like you have
yes.
used, yeah,
Oh, you
because
mean the units, the tens, the
yes,
hundreds?
yeah,
Yeah, okay, all right. Yes, yes. What about it that we were asking?
yes. So like the one's place is always the driver. Like it's based, the gender changing of the gender and all that is based on whatever is coming in the one's place of the number.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Is that a safe statement to make or no? Like if you say in your terms, you will say it's always like is part one always the driver.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Let me see. Let's look at 50,000. Have we ever seen this before? How do we say 50,000 in Arabic? Yeah. MashaAllah. I always have to think about this. 50,000 in Arabic. If let's say but this is not the units anymore, isn't it? It's 50,000.
Mm-hmm.
When we look at 50,000, because like here we say that is 1 and 10, right? 1 and
Mm-hmm.
10, 9 and 10, right? So now
Right.
when we say 50,000, we say 50 of 1,000,
Yes.
yeah?
Mm-hmm.
But here we say 9 and 10, which is not like 9 of
Right.
tens, right? It's
Right.
not like 90, 9 of tens. Because why I'm on saying this to you is the gender, if we say it's 50,000, right? And we say it's
Mm.
50 of 1,000, uh, let's see what happens to the gender. Let me see whether I can pull up the Quran out again. So if 50,000, it'll be, how do I spell 50,000? The one that I
Comes
know,
from
Hamsun.
something.
Yeah,
Mm.
but it might not be Hamsun. It might be something else in the Quran.
Hamsina. Hamsina.
Okay, let's see. Hamsina. There goes. And then of course there is al. Yep. Let's see whether we have this. Okay, Alhamdulillah. Mm. So in this case, which is the driver? The 1,000 or the five? Oh, the 50. The 1,000 or the 50?
I
Because just
would
now
say
we said
50.
the units was the driver, right? Just
Yeah.
now.
Yeah.
But this is not really, not, can't really say it's the units, isn't
No,
it?
no,
Ah,
no, Sada, like, what I mean is like, see, these thousands guys and those like in the 20, 30, 40s, they are different. Let's keep them aside because, they
okay.
are different. But I'm talking about when you have like two-digit ones, or when you have those compound ones,
Oh,
when
okay.
those ones. Yeah.
Okay, all right. Oh, yeah. But yeah, I guess you can say that because the tricky gender is actually for the first digit, right?
Hmm.
Here, this one. The unit digit, yeah?
Hmm.
The ones, as you say, ones. Yeah. Because even though, yeah, which one was it just now that we saw? And I said it looks like the 3 and 10 as well, right?
Hmm.
Um, was it this one? Because if it is 23, for example, okay,
Hmm.
23, it'll be, well, we didn't do 23, did we? Uh, it was 23, it would still be like the 3 will decide, yeah? We had 20 something just now, right? The
See,
Ma'tul,
here you have numbers greater than 20 still. See here,
yeah,
this one. Yeah.
this one, right? So yes, you can say this is the one that is kind of
Right.
like uh,
Hmm.
decides,
Yeah.
yeah? The
Yeah.
one,
Opposite. But of course, opposite. Yeah.
yeah, the opposite one. Yeah, yes, you can do that. But for 50, hundreds and all that, no, it's
No,
different
that's
because
standard. Like
uh,
that's alpha, that Mia and alphas are standard. So,
yeah, because it is 50 of 1,000, so it's usually mudaf ilay. Yeah,
yeah.
50 of 1,000, 100 of 1,000, etc. But what I wanted to do was hoping that we could actually go through this one because this is interesting for me. I hope it is interesting for you too. Um, I need to actually get out of this one and go into another slide show, which I thought hmm, this is yes. This one always, kind of like has always got my tongue all tied up.
Mhm.
So I was thinking we would do this inshallah if we get the time. Yeah, when you want to read 1985, for example, in Arabic, how would we
Mhm.
say it? Yeah. So, as you see, it's quite a mouthful, isn't it? Sanatun alfin wa
Alfin.
tis'uma'atin wa khamsatun wa samanun. Yeah. So, do they say 1985 in Arabic? Is it something that the Arabs do? These are the things that we want to. So you can read it from left to right, apparently, and you can also read it from right to left, but the preferred is from right to left when you do large numbers like this. So this is something we need to visit, inshallah. Okay.
This
Are
is
you
more
ready
for
for
the
this?
this is more for the language perspective, right? So that like from Quran point of view, this probably will not come in Quran.
Yeah, yeah, it won't be that useful. Yeah, that's true. So that's what I was wondering. Would you like to do this, or would you just like to stick to the Quran? Because it's already quite challenging to understand
It
what's going on.
numbers are the most difficult stuff for me. Like, believe me, like so many times I look at these YouTube videos here and there just to see is there a simplified version.
But
Subhanallah.
honestly, it's practice, practice,
Yeah,
practice.
yeah.
Nothing. Yeah, inshallah. Okay then. All right. So yeah, we'll have that, and then maybe the next class might be a little long. Yeah, might be a little long because I would like to try and finish the numbers and do the tamyiz. So that might be long. Yeah. So prepare yourself for that one. I do not want to go over again what we went through tonight. Yeah. So it would be good if you could go through the slide notes. So then when we come in, I'll just start off with a new part. Yeah, so that we can do tamyiz as a subject on its own.
One topic, yeah.
Yeah, okay. Right then.
Exactly.
Subhanallah. Okay. Subhanallah wa bihamdik. Nashhadu an la ilaha illa anta astaghfiruka wa atubu ilaik. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Take care, guys.
Assalamu warahmatullahi
Alaikum assalam wa
wabarakatuh.
rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Jazakallah khair.
Alhamdulillah. Amin wa iyyakum.